Hello friends, in my last video I was talking about adverbs and adverb phrases. Let me continue with adverbs in this video also. So look at this sentence. Sachin hit the ball extremely beautifully. Extremely beautifully. Sachin hit the ball beautifully is an adverb. And this word extremely is intensifying the word beautifully. So this is again an adverb. So here an adverb is intensifying another adverb. So as I have already told you, an adverb can add information to a verb, to an adjective, or to an adverb itself. One thing which I told you in my last video, that most adverbs end in ly. It may lead to a confusion. So let us be clear that there are certain words, or there are a number of words which end in ly, but they are never used as an adverb. They are used as adjectives. For example, some of the words I have written here: friendly, costly, deadly, likely, lovely, scholarly, womanly, cowardly, etc. These are the words which we can never use as adverbs. They are always adjectives. For example, friendly. I just gave him a friendly advice. Advice is a noun. This friendly is telling something about this noun, is qualifying this noun. So this is an adjective. Similarly, this is a very costly book. So book is again a noun. Costly book, expensive book. So costly again is an adjective. Deadly. COVID-19 is a deadly virus. So deadly means dangerous. Deadly virus. So this word is ending in ly, but it is not being used as an adverb. So there are so many other words which we cannot talk about in this small video. But I am just trying to make a point that you must not be confused whenever you look at a word ending in ly and you just infer that it's an adverb. So it's not always so. Words ending in ly may be adjectives also. One more point I want to make here, and that is also very important for you to understand, is that there are certain words, or there are a number of words in English language which can be used as adjectives or as adverbs. The words are same, with the same spelling, with no change at all, but they can sometimes act as an adjective or as an adverb. So let us take some examples. we cannot deal with a lot of words. I am just giving you a few examples. In a good dictionary you can very easily find out which words can be used in both ways. So let us take for example fast. The train is moving fast. Here this word fast is telling about the verb moving. How is the train moving fast? So here the word fast is being used as an adverb. But look at this sentence. Fast trains do not stop at halts. Just see, fast trains. So here this word fast is telling something more about trains. What type of trains? Fast trains. Train is a noun, so this is an adjective. I think it is clear. Similarly, we can use the word just. He has just gone out. So here the word just is modifying the verb go. So just is an adverb here. But just people are respected everywhere. So what type of people? People, noun. Just people, honest people, or law-abiding people. Just means law-abiding or honest people. Honest. So this is an adjective here. So just can be used as an adverb or as an adjective. There are other words also. For example, hard. He hit the ball hard. He hit the ball hard. What does it mean? How did he hit the ball? He hit the ball hard. So this is an adverb. But hard work always pays. Hard work. Work here is a noun and this hard is an adjective. What type of work? Hard work. So this is an adjective. Hard. One more thing I must add here. Sometimes we tend to misunderstand the word hardly. Sometimes we relate it with hard, but hardly has a very different meaning. She spends hardly any money on her dresses. Look at the sentence. Hardly means very little or almost no money. She spends hardly any money. It means she does not spend any money on her dresses. So hardly means very little. Very, very little. Is it clear? I think it must be clear. Sometimes we relate this word with hard, but it has a totally different meaning. So you have to be very careful while using hardly. Let me talk about two more adverbs before I talk about adverb clauses. Two more words. Fairly and rather. Fairly and rather have almost the same meaning. But when we talk about something positive, we use fairly. And when we use something or when we talk about something negative, we use rather. For example, this question is fairly easy. This question is fairly easy. Fairly easy. What does it mean? Easy enough or very easy. It can be easily solved. This question is fairly easy. Easy denotes something positive. That is why we have used fairly. We cannot use here rather easy. At times we can also use rather, but it will have a slight change in the meaning. This question is rather easy might suggest that the speaker thinks it below standard for himself to be asked such an easy question. Because rather has a negative touch. It can, or these two words, if I say this question is rather difficult, this question rather difficult. A little more difficult is rather difficult, a little more difficult. So difficult has a negative touch with it. That is why we have used rather here. Let me take one more example to clarify this point. This is one of the ways fair and rather can be used. We can use them with a little difference. For example, Ashok is fairly tall. What does it mean? Because fairly gives a positive sense. So he is tall and he looks handsome. His tallness is compatible with his whole physique. He is as tall as he should be. This sentence conveys this sense. But if I say Ashok is rather tall, as the word rather gives a negative touch to the sense. So rather tall, it means he is tall, but he does not look handsome. His tallness might be disproportionate to his whole body. Maybe he is very lean and thin, so he does not look nice, he does not look pleasant. So rather gives this sense here. I hope you understand these points. Now I come to a very important point, and let me take adverb clauses. What is I have already explained perhaps what is an adverb. Adverb can tell you something more about a verb or an adjective or an adverb itself. Now we are talking about adverb clauses. So clause is a sentence, and any sentence which does the work of an adverb is an adverb clause. There are so many adverb clauses. There are various types of adverb clauses which we shall deal in our next videos. Today I am talking about adverb clause of place. Adverb clause of place. So this is one of the adverb clauses. Adverb clause of place. Mostly it starts with where or wherever. So let us take some examples. This one. During the lockdown, people should stay where they are. Where should they stay? Where they are. So this is this clause telling us something more about the verb stay. Where should they stay? Where they are. So this is an adverb clause. Next one. You can't escape misfortunes wherever you may go. You can't escape wherever you go. You may go anywhere, misfortunes will follow you. This sentence means like that. So here, this is an adverb clause of place. Now what I want to make you understand very clearly that most of the times and most of the students get confused, and they try to cram the rules that whenever they see any clause starting with where, they infer, they conclude that this is an adverb clause. But that is not the case. A noun clause can start with where. An adjective clause, or I have dealt with this clause, naming it as relative clause. So an adjective clause can also start with where. So how to differentiate that this particular clause starting with where is a noun clause or an adjective clause or an adverb clause? That is the point to be remembered. And always remember one thing: any clause which comes at the place of a noun is a noun clause. Any clause which comes at the place of an adjective is an adjective clause, or any clause that comes in place of an adverb is an adverb clause. So that is the yardstick. Not just remembering that a clause is starting with where or wherever or who or which or what. That will not do. So I have written two more examples here and I will try to explain it to you. This is the place where the saints lived. Now this clause starts with where. But where the saints lived, this clause tells us more something about this noun place. So anything or any word or any clause or any phrase which tells us something more about a noun is known as an adjective. So this is an adjective clause. Why? Because it is telling us something more about a noun, that is place here. I hope this is clear. Now take this example. This is where tigers are usually not found. Again, this clause starts with the word where tigers are usually not found. Just see. This is my book. If I say, just try to understand how to recognize the clause. This is a book. If I write this is a book, just see. This is here and this is here. This is a book. Here, this clause can be replaced by a word which is a noun. That is why this clause is a noun clause. So what I want you to understand in this video is that cramming won't do. You have to understand the concept. You have to be very careful. I made 2 or 3 points in this video. For example, some words ending in ly which cannot be used as adverbs, using fairly and rather, and talked about some words which can be used both as an adjective and as an adverb. So I have given you some examples, or rather a few examples. You will find a lot of examples and a lot of information in good books, in good dictionaries. So please, what I have talked about before you is not something exhaustive. These are some of the suggestions with which you can proceed further. I think it's enough today. We will be talking about other adverb clauses in the coming videos, hopefully. If you like my video, please share it as much as you can, and subscribe my YouTube channel. Write your suggestions. It would be easier for me if you write your suggestions or your comments to make these videos more useful for you. So thank you for watching.